Well, well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with a game 3 of 3 in our 3 game back-to-back-to-back series with Doobs and I. 3 games as the Empire and 3 games as the Rebels, meaning Doobs plays Rebels and I play Empire. I'd say I have a medium preference for the Empire. It's one of those things where most people I play like to play the Rebels. Rebels are a little bit more interesting to the normal game players of the world, just like Atreides tends to be the more interesting faction in my Dune War for Arrakis channel, which, by the way, if you have not subscribed to that one, that'd be pretty cool. I got like 1,500 subscribers on the Rebellion group and only, I don't know, a couple hundred on the Dune channel. Different variety. Okay, so no covering Bothawi unless I get a card this turn. A little bit of a weird layout here, to be totally honest. Like do I want something out in Megiddo? I don't know. Maybe I cover Kashyyyk. Yeah, I do it like this. That might be an interesting way to skin a cat. A little bit of a different deployment than usual. I think I kind of like this, though. I mean, it's going to leave Rhodia kind of uncovered, but not if I can get the Ryloth, but not if I can get the Death Star out there. So the idea is I'll bring the Death Star to Kashyyyk. I'll probably bring the Star Destroyer from Mon Cal back down for Dantooine. Just need to decide if I want to send 2 Star Destroyer. I think I send the other Star Destroyer up to Cato. Boy, that's a tough fit, isn't it? I actually think I might like this better. No, I don't like that better. All right. Leave 2 stormtroopers on everything and see how this works out. See how this works out. All right. Welcome to chat. Friday night on the Pacific, or no, Saturday night on the Pacific coast over here in Seattle. Coming up on 9 o'clock. Should be a classic here with Doobs. Watch the 2 previous games. You can find them on the Nerf Herding playlist. We split one base setup, one rote deploy, and both games fairly recent. You can find them on the live stream if you want that way too. This will be, we'll call it a best of 3, and by best of 3 I mean I'm ignoring all the other games that Doobs has beat me in, so we're just going with it. No Mahdi this game. Tag and track them. Tag is okay against Doobs. I don't particularly like track them. He's very good at playing around track them, so I like the threat of it, but it's not, to me, a very useful card to have in hand. I feel like he's probably picked Ryloth here. That's a pretty stable selection, I think. Bounty and Lure. Oh, Lord. It cannot be one of those games, right? Maybe it is one of those games. Oh, God, I hate doing stuff like that. Now, here's the problem. He could have false orders and then just play false orders on Vader, and then I'm just wasting everybody's time. Um, feel like I have a lot of ground to cover. In 2 assault carriers, I could sneak, so I'm just not going to do any moves. We're going to move the Death Star to Kashyyyk. We're going to move an assault carrier to Mon Cal, and we're going to move the Star Destroyer here, and we're going to move the other Star Destroyer there is the plan. Yeah, that's fine. So there's no sabotage, so I can just sort of take my time. And for my final move, has to be a Star Destroyer because I've committed everything else to the middle. Okay. Reasonable. Alistair and Endor, I'm happy with those probes for sure. I like Secure the Plans. Like Dress Delay. It's gonna have to be Boba Fett with Bounty again, I think. Let's see, he picks Cassian. Is he rote or base this time? He's rote. He was base last deck. Okay, get some equipment out. He's got 13 in for 3, which is kind of nice. See who he... No, he doesn't. 11. I think I keep the shield bunker on the queue. Maybe I run a bounty this turn. So now I think what I do for turn 2 is maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I ready to move the Death Star off of Kashyyyk? I might be. Just have it sit in Malastare for 5. Except I can't move 5 things because I have Boba Fett and didn't take Veers. I think that's okay. Leia with K2SO. Don't have to worry about hit and run this game. So I don't necessarily have to move to Bespin this turn. I guess we'll see. Yeah, that's fine. Can't do anything about that. Two level 1s, 2 level 2s. You have to assume he has an infiltrate coming up next. I don't want to move the Star Destroyer to Naboo yet because of behind enemy lines, but he could. But I do want to move the Star Destroyer in Toydaria because of behind enemy lines, right? I think that's right. Okay, both level 2s on top, which means probably a time for peace. Let's go ahead and move Tarkin up top here. Then he can sabotage Toydaria. That's a good card for Rote Deck because Rote Deck is so mission dependent. It's good to be able to dig through the deck like that. I think Alderaan might be a good pick here. For a move. But I do need to get to a remote next turn. So maybe Bespin is right. Bespin feels okay. Let's do that. You can pick Luke, Obi-Wan, Han Solo. Seems like Han or Jin are the correct picks there. Probably Han. No, Obi. Okay, he's got, must have a 3 strength mission maybe. Okay. for support of the huts. Go to Alderaan. I think we do. Let's go for Obi-Wan, maybe. Maybe Cassian. Maybe Mothma. Mothma's too easy to free, right? Let's go to Cassian's fine. A2SO to the rescue. Support of the Huts gets played. Tatooine, okay. Piet or Yularen? I do like Piet. I do like Piet, but I like Yularen for playing Secure the Plans. Take Yularen. I think that's the wrong pick, but I'm doing it. Saw Gerrera. Poor man's Wookiee Uprising. Okie dokie. Let's go ahead and defend the homeland, I think. I don't want to accidentally make a mistake there. I guess that's okay. Is a build turn this round? So I need, what do I need here? I for sure need 1 to Utapau. Did I not build them? One, two, three. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. Did I build? What did I build? Weird. Sorry about the barking dog in the background. I am dog sitting a tiny chihuahua. Okay. If I do 3 missions, maybe I just don't do this turn. And what does Boba Fett do? Yeah, this is really not great. It's a good move for false orders. Guarantees the rescue. Oh, interesting. Raid outposts. Okay. And it's Hoth. Alright, had a feeling. Seemed like the logical reason to play raid outposts, because I was going there. Alright. There's the base. Okay. hit. Tarkin is a wounded man. Well. Now where do we go? Now he could be on behind enemy lines here. Could attack Utapau and then retreat to Dagobah. That's a little bit risky if he's on behind enemy lines. You have 2 moves left. Yeah, let's just see what happens. Oh, yeah. I'll stay then. Yeah, I'll stay. We're good. Well, Hoth. And behind enemy lines. And then a build alliance. Very good. Very good. Liberation. Well done. Well done. We can go here. And for those wondering, I cannot place Boba Fett out there. Because Boba Fett cannot activate systems. Mandalorian Ord. Okay. All right, plenty of time to get to the base. He does have Under the Radar, which is a nice card in this scenario. All right, let's see what we got. Sweep the area, any good. Maybe. Fully operational might be better. Take Gerard. Minus Tarkin plus a recruit. Rebels have a nice leader lead. Okay. All right, let's see here. I am 1, 2, 3, 4 moves away from the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means he needs to score 3 more objectives. Here's the tough part. He can assume he has a place to go to under the radar, but I don't really have that much I can do about it, right? He cannot heist Ilum because I don't have a unit there, but he can Lando would be a backbreaker if he draws Lando. I kind of need trade negotiations to take like Ryloth off the map, but maybe that doesn't even matter at this point. Maybe I need to save it. I need to force a fight in Dagobah, move everything to Kato, and maybe to Malastare too. Also need to run an R&D at one point so the Death Star can be useful. Hard stuff. Yeah, I definitely need 3 moves. I have nothing useful for Boba Fett to do. He can't even gather intel meaningfully because I can't delay him long enough to put anything out on the board. I definitely should have taken Veers. Okay, so 3 moves. Boba on something. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, maybe it's a dress delay here. Maybe it's rule by fear. I mean, I'm not going to out diplomacy him. Man, tough, 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 tough. Yeah, let's go for it. I need to be a little risky this turn with both my keeping the Death Star open to attack this turn, I think. Gonna invite him to attack and make him think I have the Emperor's card. Man, there's so many places that are under the radar that are just brutal for me. Best hope is that one of these is like long war and defend the people, maybe. That'd be the best case situation for my level ones. Fingers crossed. Let me know if you have any questions on the stream for Doobs, or you can post them in the chat too. Is totally fine. My main question here is, should I move the Death Star to Malastare with the Star Destroyer, or should I move it to Cato and then move the Star Destroyer separately? I sort of feel like I might need this Star Destroyer up in Rhodia and Tatooine to cover, but I just don't know if I have enough. With Tarkin dead, I just don't know if I have enough to do that. But I do have to make a decision. Right. Okay, that's about as good of a draw as I could have hoped for. Yep. I was going to get the assault carriers and possibly move. Okay. It's fair. So Mandalore's one option, Rhodia is another, or Malastare. But I think I'm actually going to go to Rhodia. Because I got to potentially try to put a little bit of pressure on we'll try for the transport. Would have had it not been for those pesky kids. Makes sense. Man, a lure got me. Should have been Veers. Although, to be honest, one extra move. What am I gonna do? Move everything? Probably move to Felucia. So next turn I can move everything to Mandalore, maybe. We'll see. Okay. Oh, Ryloth is here. That's nice. Okay, those are good. Although, no, I gotta get to Ryloth anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, get rid of both interrogations. Final leader. Ugh. God. I need moves. Oh my God. Do I hope that lure gives me a turn, or do I try to play Janice for some stormtroopers? God, what a mess. Both of those are so bad. I don't even have the right diplomacy missions. Oh my word. What's he got in the base? He's got a lot of stuff in the base. Let's go for, I guess let's go for Jabba. Maybe that's wrong too. I don't know. Feels bad. This game does not feel good. Maydeen, that's a rough one. Not as bad as Lando, so I'll take it. Much rather have there be a and I can't really afford to do like the Death Star is just going to be the Death Star. If he sneaks away and gets to secure the plans, he does, so be it. So Rebel Cell behind enemy lines would protect it for sure. For 2. So I move to Celeste, I move to Mustafar, call it, and then I move to the base on 8. So he can get 2 cells and then score a level 3. So I'm pretty much out of time. Unless I get a sneaky post bounty off here. Which is what we're going to try for. I mean, honestly, a construct factory for an AT-AT is not the worst thing in the world. But I also don't need it if I'm going for laser, and I know it doesn't have false orders. Okay, so we'll do one here, one here. One here. Start hoping for planetary, maybe. I think it's best to keep the fleet separated. One to Celeste, one to Mustafar for 2. Subversion and capture. 3 more. Okay. Four missions, 3 movements. It's a tight fit, but we're going to do it. I mean, look, here's the thing. If one of those objectives is Rebel Assault, do I want to leave the Star Destroyer out to get picked off freely, or do I want to just force them to bring everything into Celeste? Maybe that's what I do. Maybe I just say, if you want to deploy, you want to deploy. I don't care at this point. Maybe. Wisdom captures are tough against Doobs. Almost never work out. I do have a couple of videos. If you search for a video called So Many Captures, it's one of my early ones. The audio is not particularly good. But after this subvert capture, I'm going to just need to try to probably keep Boba back to block lead the strike team, which is going to be the big threat for secure the plans. And I need to start stacking up my Guido to prevent some sort of a retreat. For those of you who are not familiar, Doobs and I will look at each other's combat cards from time to time. It just prevents us from looking through the discard pile. It's just sort of a gentleman's agreement we have. Also, if anybody's watching, I'm currently planning a Rebellion League. Oh, that's fun. All right. I accept that. Currently planning a Rebellion League for probably February of next year. Do I want to do anything here? Maybe not. Maybe. Not the roll we needed. Well, I can't do a fancy retreat because I've got troops in Dagobah, Naboo, and Corellia. I honestly just think I'd move everything in there. Not sure if this part's a mistake or not, but we're sticking with it. There's almost no chance we use an interdictor this game. Rapid. Okay, take Yularen over here. I think we have to try it, right? What's Dodonna on? Build alliance, possibly. Too bad I didn't have Yularen back, huh? Okay, this is for all the marbles. Nice. Maybe I should have sent Vader there too. Should have sent him on the subversion. Was just a, could have been even greedier, I suppose. Okay, 6. Vader will be red. Nice. Okay. It's a build. I don't think it matters if he has any more starfighters or not. Maybe it does. I actually should probably play this in Ryloth, but the problem is he could just win it back with Mothma. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this in Ryloth. I just can't risk not taking that next turn. He could deploy a couple of ships there and give the Star Destroyer a hard time. Yep, makes sense. Yeah, he could still go for... Yep, okay, fair. So off to Felucia. Toughness. Tough, tough, tough. I think that's going to be game. He probably Corvettes here, I would assume. This is the tough part of, that's partially why this card's pretty good, especially in combination with behind enemy lines, but with playing the assault, that's pretty nice too, because he can essentially escape to Felucia, and then I just have committed all my forces elsewhere. We know he's not going to Ryloth, but he could go to any of these spots, and I just have a single Star Destroyer left. And he put a under the radar on there, so it's likely Felucia, unlikely Kessel. Could also be Ilum, and then he could just pop up and get that location, but it's not good game with that. Do a quick assessment of the map, make sure I have everything else covered. Okay, yep. Defend the people. It's going to be tough to recover from that. Cato and Dantooine. Okay. How long to get to Felucia? 1, 2, 3, 4 moves. I mean, it's not technically over, but it's basically over. Am I building 2 AT-ATs? No, just 1. But I had 1 on the queue, so I guess I can reallocate this one. Build it a little closer, maybe. I have 2 AT-ATs up here for Nadine. No carbonite. Okay. Boba Fett again with not much to do. Guess he can run long-range probe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm not going to stop uprising, so that's just going to be what it's going to be. Especially because I can't move the Death Star to Bespin. I got to move it back to the base. Maybe I just keep Boba Fett back to block. Guess I could keep Vader back to block. I mean, there's just almost no chance the Death Star makes it back, right? There's also almost no chance. Yeah, so Jimmy Ray, to answer your question from about 14 minutes ago, the reason I'm not running Lure is it won't affect the action economy. I've only got a couple turns, especially being a leader down. And then Wisdom, Obi can't sacrifice himself because he got him with a recruit action that's why I went for that block, was because he did this recruit card to bring him in. And I should have saw the rescue coming. Like, the only time you recruit Obi instead of Han is if you're sitting on Obi's card, especially if you have Cassian. So that was an oversight on my end. What I'm trying to figure out now is if it's worth taking the Death Star to Bespin to laser and clear off the loyalty on Mustafar and risk giving him 1 free point in exchange for 2 from possible uprising. Boba's just got a block. I'm just gonna play as if the base is on Felucia. I think that's what makes the most sense. I could use Yularen. I have 1 move, 2 moves, 3 moves, I guess. Might as well use Yularen and make sure he's not on Mandalore. I don't really have any better use for him here. Or not on Mandalore, on Dathomir. I'm not worried about heist because he can't heist either of those locations. I'll go ahead and move here. This is not great because he can attack Ord and then retreat back to Ilum with behind enemy lines, but there's really like I just can't play around everything at this point. It would be worse to give him free alliance there and then he could build and just move and take it. So I'd rather at least use one of his cards. And then I'm not going to worry about raid outposts because I've got enough spots to get me in trouble with that. Okay. And that's why we send two AT-ATs. And I believe the answer is we go to Malistaire. I guess he could be in Bespin. There's not a world in the whole world of worlds where he's in Bespin, right? Just try to prevent a behind enemy lines there. Nice. Okay. Oh, actually, I'll do this. Oh, good. Now I can gently blow up a planet or aggressively blow up a planet. Just what I've always wanted. Contingency seems good. Okay. Okay. Well, here we are. We made it to the end of the game. The reason I'm not discarding project cards here is because I want him to. Doobs keeps track of how many projects I have in my hand, so I want him to be thinking about as many things as possible. And he knows I have Lure, and he knows I'm not going to play Make an Example on Obi-Wan. So that's fine. Okay, big ol' fight incoming. Why did I leave a TIE fighter here? All right, so need to try to stay alive. So we'll do one of these. And one of, am I attacking the base this turn? I mean, I'm going to get slaughtered here. Don't think it does any good to have more. Do it like that. Get my assault carriers in for another round. Maybe a tag. I don't know. What's Boba Fett doing this round? Is he detaining? Are we just to that point in life, or is he blocking again? He might just be blocking again. Death Star to Kashyyyk, Death Star to Mandalore, Death Star to Felucia. It's going to be too slow. So yeah, I guess Boba Fett's blocking. I need 3 moves. At least. Maybe 4. What can I block? 2. Okay, so Boba's on detain? No. Boba's on blocking. I did not draw a project. I needed 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's too many loyalty. It doesn't even matter anymore. Ugh. Akbar. Attack incoming. I almost think I have to play the Emperor. I just have to risk that he's got every objective, right? Boba to block, I think. Alright, well, at least we get to see a big fight. First big fight in any of our 3 games, and this one's not actually that big. I mean, I don't even have as many capital ships as he's got. I'm gonna risk Jedi. I don't feel like he would take Jedi. Okay, here we go. Doof. Let's do no heals. Oof. All right. Okay. It's a nice reroll. Can only do so much about that. Yep, Rebel Assault. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, four. Yep. Now I cannot make it with the Death Star. So well, that did not go very well, folks. I don't think there's much else I can do except for play for the base not being on Felucia, I guess. I guess we'll retreat. He's got Return of the Jedi. He's got Return of the Jedi. Okay, let's go here. Not the base. I mean, that would have to be an insane base choice with everything he was doing there. guess I can probably keep a second guy there just in case. Well, no, I don't need to do that. We're okay now. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's fine. Keep one extra. There we go. The hope is here that he blocks Jabba and that I can detain like Mothma on Mandalore so that his fleet can't move next turn. It's not perfect. He could still attack out into the Death Star after that, but yeah, I'll go here. Okay, Leia hangs. Uprising, yep. Good game. Very good, very good, very good. Yep, couldn't play around everything. So just played around nothing. All right, that's it. Good game, folks. That was a good one. And what did he have coming up next? Yeah, this one was going to be tough because he could score that out of Felucia. And then that was going to end it anyway. So fair enough. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I will see you guys around 2-1 Doobs, and we'll press the reset button and start all over again.